Howdy guys, I'm AutoEdits Jason, and this time on the Tahoe project, we're gonna go ahead and lock this thing up. Yes, I went to Yukon Gear and Axle and ordered up a Grizzly Locker for the rear of this thing and a set of 1541 rear axles and a set of 456 gears front and rear to match the 35-inch Patagonia MTs we got on here. Now I'm gonna bring you down to a somewhat local shop to me where I have the install done. I'm not gonna do the how-to here in the garage. This video is gonna kind of focus in on living. Can you live with a Grizzly as a daily driver, as a street car? We're gonna take you out and see if it's bearable. All right, so we're here at Hooper's Rear End Exchange, and this is a place that's been around forever, as you can tell by the history on the shelves, and on the desks, and on the walls. And this is where I chose to have the gearing change and the locker installed. So we have the Grizzly Locker in that thing now, and I'm here to pick it up. So it's gonna be ready in a few minutes. It's up on the lift, we'll bring you over there. But I just wanna share a little bit of the details of when you find a cool old shop like this is where you go to get this kind of work done, because you want people that do this. I was gonna try this in the garage, but you want people that have done this over and over and over again because they could do it faster and most of the time more reliable than me. So let's go check it out. All right, so this is my first time actually being under this thing on a lift, so I've only just been able to jack it up or just lay under there and look, and it's even better than I thought. And just from the visual from that I could see before, the thing's just pristine under here. It's never been off-road. There's not even a single scratch on any of the skid plates or frame rails. I'm gonna be the first one to actually put some dings and scratches in it, and I'm actually kind of stoked about that. So they were just buttoning it up, looks good. So up here, I'll give you a quick tour through the 456 gears inside the front differential here, and then back in the back. Let's see what we got. Axles, axle shafts, and 456 gears, and a Grizzly Locker. All right, so for initial impressions, it's quite livable. You could absolutely get away with this. Here, we're gonna just leave my street going downhill. 90-degree left turn. It didn't even click that time. Normally what you'll hear is a little bit of a click. You'll see that when I do a parking lot demonstration here in a minute. But see, it's quite mild, quite nice, and it's easy to modulate once you understand what's happening in there. Here, let's go into this tight little parking lot here. Here's a 90-degree right turn, coasting. And there you go. So on the right turn, you can feel, or you can hear the clicking. So once you understand that, it's no big deal. Here's another 90-degree. Under very light load, it's able to unlock and make the 90-degree turn. So we'll go in and we'll stab it into this parking lot, this parking space here. So there you go, boom. We're parked in a perfectly tight parking spot, and that's the clicking noise, but that's also the benefit of it doing its job and letting you make that turn without completely shredding your tires. So now we'll do a demonstration of making a turn and not letting it disengage, and you'll hear the difference on your tires and everything. So you can see all this tight city stuff is really no problem at all with this thing. Once you understand that clicking, and you can tolerate that, if that's something that's gonna drive you crazy, it's not too often, then that obviously won't work for you. But now watch this. We're gonna make this left turn here, and I'll do it under throttle, and that's when the Grizzly Locker knows when to work and when not to work. If you are under throttle or under acceleration, it is gonna just lock those two things and send 100% traction to both tires. So let's do that on this left turn here. So there you go. You can hear that inside tire chirping rather than the clicking as this thing goes in lockup mode. Now,
what's that an indication of? You're gonna go through tires faster. That is obviously gonna wear out your tires much faster than an open diff or a posi traction, which gives you that forgiveness on the street. So is it worth it? Yeah, to me, 100% it's worth it for the amount of traction and peace of mind I'll have when I'm off-road. So now we'll go up to the end of the street here and do a U-turn. So I'll go full lock U-turn, and let's just see what it does as it's coasting. So it's not under load, full lock U-turn. So there you go. No tire scrub, no anything. It unlocked, and for some reason the left turns sometimes don't click as audibly as the right turns do, but there you go. So we'll come on up, make this right turn. We should hear some clicking. There you go. Opens right up. Accelerate on down this hill. See, do you kind of get that? And now if I were to just mash on the throttle mid-corner, it would lock them up and kind of, you know, chirp this out. Now, the thing that I'm interested or intrigued in learning and figuring out is how this does on a windy canyon road in rain or in icy conditions. I'm imagining that could be a little bit challenging or stressful, but I'm here, you know, I'm willing to see. We'll find out together how this is, because this is going to be not just an adventure rig. This is my daily driver. I like running errands in it. It's quite an enjoyable vehicle to drive around in, and I intend to do that a lot. Now, here's the reason why I stayed with the 10 bolt rather than doing all of the work trying to find a used 14 bolt. That seems to be a really popular thing, and it's a great option that I'm not gonna do. It's just I wanted the quickest way to get some traction and reliability out of what I have in here right now. So what are the weak points in a 10 bolt? It's because the carrier is small, and you know, that's one of the weak spots, the gears and the axle shafts. So what did we do to remedy that with this particular kit? You want to get the 1541H axle shafts. Now that's not chromoly, but it's a massive step up from carbon steel OEM style axle shafts. You get the Grizzly Locker forged carrier. It's just the strongest component you're going to get inside the 10 bolt. So that's why we went this way. Now here's a nice 90 degree that we're going to have to get on it here, because merging into this traffic is a little bit tough. So you should actually hear some tire growl rather than the clicking. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. But definitely going to wear the tires a little bit faster than normal. So 456 is the gear ratio I went with because Tate over there recommended that's gonna stack the deck in my favor for the 35s and the TBI 350 engine in this, making a massive 190 horsepower back when it was new. So doing that and going with the 456s, this thing has woken up. It just feels very normal. It's not fast at all, but it is completely acceptable for highway, around town, everything. So now I'm in the middle of the break-in. I'm actually nearing the end of the break-in process. You do a couple of dedicated half-hour, 45-minute city driving around, never getting them hot, never loading them up too much, but lots of city-style driving. Let it completely cool down, do that again, and then get on the highway and do some nice casual highway driving, change the gear oil, good to go. And that's my plan, because I have a road trip coming up in a couple of days in this thing. So stay tuned for that.
So we're just down the street from my house. We're gonna climb this little dirt hill right here. It's very steep, but very short. But here's the important thing that we're gonna test right now. I'm gonna put the tire right in this little divot right here. Now this little divot is caused by vehicles with posi traction or open diffs, and it's the right rear tire that will lose traction and just start digging this crater here. Now I'm gonna put the tire right in this. Now with the locker, we should be able to, because the power will be going to the other tire as well, in theory, we should be able to walk this.
Interesting. Well, it fought its way through that. I have to learn how to drive this thing. I just put my foot on the gas and let it do its thing. And that right there is why you want a locker. So just get that peace of mind and that extra bit of grip. So there you go, another successful upgrade on the Tahoe, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications because we're taking this thing on the road here soon, so you want to make sure to see that. And lots more going on the channel, so thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy your drive.